Hi, happy belated Beltane, or should I say May Day. In this video I shall talk about the changing tide of the Hastings Jack in the Green Festival, which I last attended in the mid-90s on 2 occasions, both of which were great fun. At the time I was training along with my girlfriend to be a body piercer, and we only really had each other to practice on, so consequently we were both absolutely full of holes. But that's another story. This may sound like an odd story, but through the body piercing that we were training to do, we met a psychic who told us about the Jack in the Green Festival. So we went along to it on my motorbike with a tent and met some super friendly people that were friends of this psychic. And they said, yep, we know him. You're welcome to stay. We'll look after you for the weekend. Unfortunately, the only place we got left is here on this sort of concrete car park ledge. So it was elevated off the car park by about 6 foot. And so, yeah, we thought, well, fair enough. We'll stick our tent there. So, that was a first, but we thought, safe. We can go out and explore the festival from there, and it's a base to come back to. And it was somewhere I could leave the motorbike as well. And we had evening meals in at the Scout Hunt. It was all good. It was all very, very nice. And anyway, so obviously we pitched the tent up. We had a good weekend, the whole good weekend. The only downfall was because we was having such a good time that we vigorously wore out the ground sheet in the tent. But that's another story. The whole event was new to us, so we relied on the people from the Scout Hut showing us the ropes and what it was all about. In short, a pagan celebration of Beltane. In a nutshell, a marking of the beginning of summer, including traditional costumes and centuries-old beliefs, with a whole lot of merriment. And yeah, it was flowing without a doubt, and which we fully enjoyed. On the last day of the gathering, we dressed up in line with the whole belief system. So my girlfriend went as the May Queen, and I went as a neo-Celtic pagan, complete with dreads. Yeah, used to have dreads then, down to my buttocks, and blue woad. And yeah, so you got people dressed up as, all sorts of characters from those time, in line with the actual belief system. So yeah, the first time we went there, it was nuts. Anyway, I digress. The finale is held at the castle, where Jack in the Green is slain and summer released. The event has been going for about 40 years now, so I thought it was about time I returned, along with my May Queen and my dog Billy Bones. However, after checking online, I thought, obviously it wasn't possible to check online 30 years ago, so I just went along and enjoyed the fun. But time moves on, and I checked it out. Something I don't always do, but I did this time. I checked it out, and something just looked different. It looked sort of what's the word? Diluted somehow. It looked a bit twee. So kind of more of a fancy dress tourist affair. So it kind of put me off. I think I would have felt a little bit odd surrounded by that. But the previous time, the variety was amazing. You had all alternative walks of life. Even the Morris men, you had something called the Black Morris, And instead of all the sort of hanky stuff, they were like going mad on drums and just jumping and dancing and everywhere, all ages, all looked good, all really made the effort. So yeah, it was a real eye-opener, and we befriended them a little bit later on in the pub, and a jolly time was had by all. And yeah, so it's a shame. So in the end, I decided not to go. I just thought, no, can't do it, not good enough, not going. Instead, I decided to create my own ritual to the coming of summer, like you would, like I did, which you can see on this here channel, Filling the Void. And there's a short version of that, slightly more comedic, and then there's a longer version of that, which apparently freaked a few people out. Anyway, whichever version you wish to see, you're welcome to go along, and it's entitled Brackenoid Beltane. I hope you enjoy it. Anyway, if you're curious, give it a look. And yeah, if you would be so bold and possibly give me a like and maybe even subscribe, that'd be fantastic. Anyway, enjoy the summer. It's on its way.